Well, looks like we're into another new year. Let's hope in some ways it's better than this one, and in some ways not, because there's been some good things going along the way, and there's been some bad things. But you know, let's always look on the bright side. We've got to live with it, no matter what happens. I mean, the beginning of the year of 2025. I mean, me and my wife applied for my 13A. After 3 months, we got it. Obviously, it's a provisional, and we've just got to go back sometime 2026, obviously the early months, to get it upgraded to the full. Then in around about March, April, my daughter told me she was pregnant, which was great news because I've got another grandchild on the way. I was really happy about that because I love my granddaughter. She's a great kid, and I've got a grandson on the way. So she said, you know, I love my daughter too. She's really special to me because she's done so well in life. She's almost 30 years old, and she's done far better than I could have done at her age. In fact, when I was her age, I was penniless. I was literally on the bones of my ass, not a penny to my name. You know, even though I had a house, I was struggling to pay the mortgage. At 30 years old though, you know, 30 years old, like I say, I was a lad, I was a player. I'd never been married. I'd been with a few girls, you know. I had a girl live with me and she left me because of my playing up. But that was just me. I mean, I settled down around about 5 years later when I met my daughter's mother. And that was a fantastic time. Anyway, let's go back to this year. Like I said, my daughter told me she was pregnant. I got my 13A provisional, or do they call it provisional, or is it? Well, everybody knows what I mean. So we went through the year. Plenty of good things. We went on plenty of holidays. Had a great time, me and the wife. We got a new car. We bought the Toyota Hilux, which is very big car, but it's fantastic. I love it. It's big, but it's so fast and powerful, easy to drive. We finished building the house that we've got, which looks absolutely beautiful, and we're now looking at another piece of land to build a bigger house. And what we're going to do, that one, is let it out as an Airbnb. But that one is absolutely beautiful. It's an upstairs flat on top of the sister-in-law's house. So we literally we lease the land off the sister-in-law and brother-in-law. Anyway, going back to that's the good things that happened. Going to the bad things. Now, everything was going great up until around about September. Then we had the earthquake. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. I was lying in bed and I literally fell out of bed. We was trapped upstairs. And then it lasted about 30 seconds. I thought it was around about 30 minutes. That's the way it felt like. It just went on and on and on. And then it stopped. And we tried to get out, to get downstairs. We couldn't, because the door was jammed solid, like I said in the video about the earthquake. And then around about 2 minutes later, there was an aftershock which was almost as strong as the earthquake itself, and that lasted for around about another 20 seconds. I thought, we're dead. I really did. I thought that's it, we're dead. But no, we carried on. We lived, obviously, because I'm here. Then a couple of weeks after that, we had the typhoon. Oh my God, I couldn't believe it. Everything was blown down. My boat got destroyed, but it's repairable. And then a couple of weeks ago, I had the bad news. My friend of 40 years, who actually introduced me to the Philippines when I was in my mid-30s, he's actually been diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer. God knows how long he's got left, because I can't speak to him because he's a very private guy. and he doesn't seem to mix very well as he's got on older, you know, but it's just one of those things. This is life, I'm afraid. But another good thing that happened is in December, a couple of weeks ago, I was gifted with a beautiful grandson, and they called him Eddie. What a beautiful boy he is. He was born at £6.11, which was not too big, not too small. She had him by cesarean. But my daughter's happy, I'm happy, and everything's going great. Anyway, after the typhoon, like I was saying, we went through a couple of visits. My wife's got a house in Argo. We was travelling through the lowlands, as they call them. I couldn't believe the devastation. I really couldn't believe. I've never seen anything like it. Everything was so dirty and filthy and muddy, and the traffic jams was unbelievable. This was just literally a week after, but we made it through. We went to Argo. Anyway, we come back, had a great time, and then I called my mum and I says, "Oh, how's everybody, Mum?" She says, "Oh, your brother's father-in-law, Brian, has just been diagnosed with two bad things," which is, I says, "Go on, tell me what." She said, "He's been diagnosed with dementia and stage 4 lung cancer." Mind you, he was a heavy smoker. He was a really, I mean, he must have smoked 60 to 80 cigarettes a day. But, you know, cigarettes, I don't think, I think even if you're in a room where people just smoke, which is what they call passive smoking, you can still die from that, you know. I do smoke, I'll admit it, and one of my New Year's resolutions is to give up smoking, to get fitter, to do more activities, to change my diet, because I'm fat. I mean, when I come here I was 74 kilogram, but the wife is such a good cook. I'm now over 80 kilogram. I think I'm at 84 kilogram, which is fat. That's obese. I've got a big tummy, I've got a lot of visceral fat, and it does worry me, because we do some steep hill climbs every morning, and I'm not struggling, but God, I'm out of breath by the time I get to the top of the hill. But I made it. Anyway, that's enough about me. 2026. Let's hope it's a better year for everybody. Absolutely everybody. In my country there's been so many troubles in the UK, and let's hope that can get sorted out. Now they're fearing about war with Russia, but I don't know if that's all a big scam or what. I really don't know. We'll find out, I suppose, in the near future, you know. But anyway, 2026. I hope all of you, everybody, has a great new year. I mean that from the bottom of my heart. And let's make it prosperous. Let's make it work. Let's make something happen. Something positive. So, if you want to know where I'm sitting, I'm actually sitting by the sea. This is outside of where I live. Look at that. I'm sorry if there's any glare, but this is one of the reasons why I moved to the Philippines, so I can be by the sea and in the warm weather. I don't like the winters back home. Anyway, like I say, Happy New Year, and let's all prosper. And I hope to see you soon. Have a great one. Bye.